Reading through the Bible in a year, June 8th, Deuteronomy chapter 12, Psalms 97 through 98, Isaiah chapter 40, and Revelation chapter 10. These are the statutes and the judgments which you shall carefully observe in the land which Yahweh, the God of your fathers, has given you to possess, as long as you live on the earth. You shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations whom you shall dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. You shall tear down their altars and smash their sacred pillars and burn their Asherim with fire, and you shall cut down the engraved images of their gods and obliterate their name from that place. You shall not act like this toward Yahweh your God, but you shall seek Yahweh at the place which Yahweh your God will choose from all your tribes to establish his name there for his dwelling, and there you shall come. There you shall bring your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, the contribution of your hand, your votive offerings, your freewill offerings, and the firstborn of your herd and of your flock. There also you and your household shall eat before Yahweh your God, and rejoice in all your undertakings, in which Yahweh your God has blessed you. You shall not do at all what we are doing here today, every man doing whatever is right in his own eyes. For you have not as yet come to the resting place and the inheritance which Yahweh your God is giving you. This is your first time reading through the Bible. Remember that term. They shall not do whatever is right in their own eyes. This is important. Verse 10. When you cross the Jordan and live in the land which Yahweh your God is giving you to inherit, and he gives you rest from all your enemies around you, so that you live in security, then it shall come about that the place in which Yahweh your God will choose for his name to dwell, there you shall bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes, and the contribution of your hand, and all your choice votive offerings, which you will vow to Yahweh. And you shall rejoice before Yahweh your God, you and your sons and your daughters, your male and female servants, and the Levite who is within your gates, since he has no portion or inheritance with you. Be careful that you do not offer your burnt offering in every cultic place you see, but in the place which Yahweh chooses in one of your tribes. There you shall offer your burnt offerings, and there you shall do all that I command you. However, you may slaughter and eat meat within any of your gates, whatever you desire, according to the blessing of Yahweh your God, which he has given you. The unclean and the clean may eat of it, as of the gazelle and the deer. Only you shall not eat the blood. You are to pour it out on the ground like water. You are not allowed to eat within your gates the tithe of your grain, or new wine, or oil, or the firstborn of your herd or your flock, or any of your votive offerings, which you vow, or your freewill offerings, or the contribution of your hand. But you shall eat them before Yahweh your God in the place which Yahweh your God will choose, you and your son and your daughter, and your male and female servants, and the Levite who is within your gates, and you shall rejoice before Yahweh your God in all your undertakings. Be careful that you do not forsake the Levite as long as you live in your land. When Yahweh your God extends your border, as he has promised you, and you say, I will eat meat, because you desire to eat meat, then you may eat meat, whatever you desire. If the place which Yahweh your God chooses to put his name is too far from you, then you may slaughter of your herd and flock which Yahweh has given you, as I have commanded you, and you may eat within your gates whatever you desire. Just as the gazelle or deer is eaten, so you will eat it. The unclean and the clean alike may eat of it. Only be sure not to eat the blood, for the blood is the life, and you shall not eat the life. You shall not eat the life with the flesh. You shall not eat it. You shall pour it out on the ground like water. You shall not eat it, so that it may be well with you and your sons after you, for you will be doing what is right in the sight of Yahweh. Only your holy things, which you may have in your votive offerings, you shall take and go to the place which Yahweh chooses, And you shall offer your burnt offerings, the flesh and the blood, on the altar of Yahweh. The blood of your sacrifices shall be poured out on the altar of Yahweh your God, and you shall eat the flesh. Be careful to listen to all these words which I command you, so that it may be well with you and your sons after you forever. For you will be doing what is good and right in the sight of Yahweh your God. Well, Yahweh your God cuts off before you the nations which you are going in to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land. Beware that you are not ensnared to follow them, after they are destroyed before you, and that you do not inquire after their gods, saying, how do these nations serve their gods, that I may also do likewise? You shall not behave thus toward Yahweh your God, for every abominable act which Yahweh hates they have done for their gods. For they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their gods. Whatever I command you, you shall be careful to do. You shall not add to, nor take away from it. Now Psalms 97 through 98. Yahweh reigns. Let the earth rejoice. Let the many islands be glad. Clouds and thick darkness surround him. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. Fire goes up before him and burns up his adversaries round about. His lightnings lit up the world. The earth saw and trembled. The mountains melted like wax at the presence of Yahweh, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the peoples have seen his glory. Let all those be ashamed who serve graven images, who boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all you gods. Again, lowercase g, this means like your regional leaders, that kind of thing. Zion heard this and was glad, and the daughters of Judah have rejoiced because of your judgments, O Yahweh. For you are Yahweh, most high over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. Hate evil, you who love Yahweh, who preserves the soul of his godly ones. He delivers them from the hand of the wicked. Light is sown like seed for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Be glad in Yahweh, you righteous ones, and give thanks to his holy name. Psalm 98. Sing to Yahweh a new song, for he has done wonderful things. His right hand and his holy arm have gained the victory for him. Yahweh has made known his salvation. He has revealed his righteousness in the sight of the nations. He has remembered his loving kindness and his faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout joyfully to Yahweh, all the earth. Break forth and sing for joy and sing praises. Sing praises to Yahweh with the lyre and the sound of melody, with trumpets and the sound of the horn. Shout joyfully before the King, Yahweh. Let the sea roar and all it contains, the world and those who dwell in it. Let all the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy before Yahweh, for he is coming to judge the earth. He will judge the world with righteousness and the peoples with equity. Now, Isaiah chapter 40. Comfort, O comfort my people, says your God. Speak kindly to Jerusalem, and I call out to her that her warfare has ended, that her iniquity has been removed, that she has received of Yahweh's hand double for all her sins. I'm going to read the introduction of this section. This is an important one to have from the Reformation Study Bible. Chapters 40 through 55. Isaiah originally addressed these words to the future exiles in Babylon to encourage them to flee from there and return by faith to the Promised Land. The encouragement partially arises from the supernatural character of his words. These prophecies, chapter 41, the end of 41, originally delivered more than a century and a half before the end of the exile, astonished their audience by predicting Israel's, this is Judah's, immediate deliverance from Babylon by Cyrus, the coming of the suffering Christ to save them from their sins and return to the land, and Israel's final salvation in the last days. The near, more remote, and most remote prophecies merge together on the canvas. From Isaiah's perspective, the restoration after the exile inaugurates the new age. And this first taste of salvation through God's servant, in this case Cyrus, he's a Babylonian king, coalesces with he's the king over Babylon. He's not himself Babylonian. There's a whole story there. Anyway, so this first salvation, the near deliverance that's predicted through the we talked before about how prophecies have like a near fulfillment and a far fulfillment. This one has kind of multiple fulfillments. The first being the immediate salvation through Cyrus, this pagan king, and then Jesus as the second fulfillment, and finally the third fulfillment when Jesus comes in the end to redeem his people. So at this first taste of salvation through God's servant Cyrus, this coalesces with the greater salvation that the Christ, God's servant, will bring his people. Today, the elect have even more confidence in these words of prophecy because they have been fulfilled in Christ and are being fulfilled in his church. These chapters lay the foundation for Isaiah's theme of a new Exodus. Numerous passages in this section of Isaiah, they're all listed here in the text, develop a paradigm to demonstrate that the Exodus theme has become, this is a hard one to say, eschatologized. That is, the Exodus imagery has developed now into the expectation of a promised future event, which is developed on the basis of God's past action in delivering his people. Isaiah is teaching that the foundational salvific event in Israel's history, the Exodus, now becomes a paradigm for a new salvation event that will be far more significant than even the epochal, it's a hard one to say, deliverance of the Israelites from Egypt. Again, back to the beginning of this section. Comfort, comfort my people, says your God. Be kindly to Jerusalem and call out to her that her warfare has ended, that her iniquity has been removed, that she has received of Yahweh's hand double for all her sins. This is the close of his judgment on the people. Verse 3, a voice is calling, clear the way for Yahweh in the wilderness, make smooth in the desert a highway for our God. Let every valley be lifted up, and every mountain and hill be made low, and let the rough ground become a plain, and the rugged terrain a broad valley. Then the glory of Yahweh will be revealed, and all flesh will see it together. For the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. A voice says, call out. Then he answered, what shall I call out? All flesh is grass, and all its loveliness is like the flower of the field. Grass withers, the flower fades, when the breath of Yahweh blows upon it. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God stands forever. Get yourself up on a high mountain. O Zion, bearer of good news, lift up your voice mightily. O Jerusalem, bearer of good news, lift it up, do not fear. Say to the cities of Judah, here is your God. Behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with might, with his arm ruling for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his recompense before him. Like a shepherd he will tend his flock. In his arms he will gather the lambs and carry them in his bosom, and he will gently lead the nursing ewes. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and marked off the heavens by the span, and calculated the dust of the earth by the measure, and weighed the mountains in a balance, and the hills in a pair of scales? Who has directed the spirit of Yahweh, or as his counselor has informed him? With whom did he consult, and who gave him understanding? Behold, the nations are like a drop from a bucket, and are regarded as a speck of dust on the scales. Behold, he lifts up the islands like fine dust. Even Lebanon is not enough to burn, nor its beasts enough for a burnt offering. All the nations are as nothing before him. They are regarded by him as less than nothing and meaningless. To whom will you liken God? Or what likeness will you compare with him? As for the idol, a craftsman casts it. A goldsmith plates it with gold, and a silversmith fashions chains of silver. He who is too impoverished for such an offering selects a tree that does not rot, and he seeks out for himself a skillful craftsman to prepare an idol that will not totter. Do you not know? Have you not heard? Has it not been declared to you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he who sits above the circle, same word for sphere, of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. It is he who reduces rulers to nothing, who makes the judges of the earth meaningless. Scarcely they have been planted, scarcely they have been sown, scarcely has their stock taken root in the earth, but he merely blows on them, and they wither, and the storm carries them away like stubble. To whom will you liken me, that I would be his equal? Says the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high, and see who has created these stars. The one who leads forth their host by number, he calls them all by name. Because of the greatness of his might and the strength of his power, not one of them is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and assert, O Israel, my way is hidden from Yahweh, and the justice due me escapes the notice of God? Do you not know? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, does not become weary or tired. His understanding is inscrutable. He gives strength to the weary, and to him who lacks might, he increases power. Though youths grow weary and tired, and vigorous young men stumble badly, yet those who wait for Yahweh will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary. Concluding today in Revelation chapter 10. I saw another strong angel coming down out of heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was like the sun, and his feet like pillars of fire. He had in his hand a little book, which was open, and he placed his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land, saying he has dominion over both. And he cried out with a loud voice, as when a lion roars. When he had cried out, the 7 peals of thunder uttered their voices. When the 7 peals of thunder had spoken, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying, Seal up the things which the 7 peals of thunder have spoken, and do not write them. Then the angel, whom I saw standing on the sea and on the land, lifted up his right hand to heaven, and swore by him who lives forever and ever, who created the heaven and the things in it, and the earth and the things in it, and the sea and the things in it, that there will be delay no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he is about to sound, then the mystery of God is finished, And he preached to his servants, the prophets. Then the voice which I heard from heaven, I heard again speaking with me, saying, Go, take the book which is open in the hand of the angel who stands on the sea and on the land. So I went to the angel, telling him to give me the little book. And he said to me, Take it and eat it. It will make your stomach bitter, but in your mouth it will be sweet as honey. Then I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it. And in my mouth it was sweet as honey. And when I had eaten it, my stomach was made bitter. And they said to me, You must prophesy again concerning many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. That's it. That's all the reading and all of the notes for today. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Behold, the word of the Lord.